What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're fantastic today, and welcome to a video about the Five Nights at Freddy's VR story. I know I'm on a break. Okay, I know. I've wrote a bunch of notes about the story, and I just wanted to talk about it with you guys. It's not essentially a theory video, because I don't really do those, because I never want to give you guys a straight point with Five Nights at Freddy's, especially this one, by the way, because things get really complicated. I like giving you guys ideas for you to think about to make your own judgment on the game. Most of the things are fairly obvious. There are some things that you can decide what you think. I'm going to talk about the tapes, and I'm going to talk about the backstory of the game, and let's just go with it, okay? Oh, yeah, I'm holding my microphone because I am on holiday, and it's not going to be like a normal video, so you'll probably hear background noise. Obviously, I'm in a different atmosphere, different room, but yeah. So, if you remember before Five Nights at Freddy's VR was released, Scott put some key little details hidden in the website. So Scott always does this, but for this game there was really important ones that now make sense. For example, don't listen to the lies, we let something inside, and remember Jeremy. We now know who Jeremy is in the game. Again, I'm going to talk about it. But we let something inside. Again, is now explained, and I'll talk about that. It's pretty obvious, but I'll talk about it in a minute. As soon as we start the game, when we're in the roller coaster, talking with Hand Unit, aka basically the commentator of the game. The reason why this game was created was to make a laugh and a gag about all of the issues that happened with Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Okay, all the back history about kids being murdered, about animatronics being possessed, all of that jazz. It was just rumors. It was all lies. Haha. Don't listen to those. Hey, because you shouldn't listen to them, because it was just a joke, you know. They were just false rumors. So that's why we've made this game, because it's funny. And you know, you can experience all those fake rumors and lies in this virtual reality game. We can make some money too and advertise Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and get some merch money. That's basically why they did it, guys. So, Fazbear Entertainment made this virtual reality game, of course, to make money, but to cover up all of the history to do with Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, because all of these bad rumors and negative rumors about the company are obviously going to affect the company. Let's say McDonald's, for example. It was on the news that some guy murdered a bunch of kids in McDonald's basement and shoved them into Ronald McDonald costumes. Obviously, people are going to be talking about it all over the world, and some people are not going to go again and buy stuff from McDonald's, you know? So it's pretty much like that, and it's kind of obvious. I mean, it's a smart move, I guess, but we all know it's just a lie. The biggest thing that Fazbear Entertainment say, it's not true unless there's any evidence that's been found, and, you know, it's been accepted as evidence to go against Fazbear Entertainment. The thing is about all of this in the past history, guys, is that there's never been enough evidence to convict Fazbear Entertainment of doing all this bad stuff. That's what they use it for, you know? They say, guys, there wasn't enough evidence to say this about us. Just to forget it. It was just bad rumors. Play our game. Okay? We'll go on a little bit more later on with that, because it does get interesting. Fazbear Entertainment have tried to do this cover-up before, but it failed. And we'll talk about that in a minute with the tapes. So, Fazbear Entertainment made these levels, mini-games, all fictional according to them, so you can experience the rumors. A very interesting quote that Hand Unit says is accidental digital consciousness transference.
You acknowledge that Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference.
Your consciousness, your mind, gets transferred into the game, or reverse. So something in the game gets transferred into your brain. Okay, remember that. So let's go back a little bit. You know what the game was made for, but who made the game in the first place? The game was made by Silver Parasol Games. Remember at the start when you open up the game and you see Silver Parasol? That's a fake company in real life. That company doesn't exist in the real world. It exists in the lore of the game. In the Freddy Fazbear universe, Silver Parasol Games was the first people to come on board and make this game. Interestingly as well, guys, is that Scott actually had a plan to make a website for Silver Parasol Games. It wasn't supposed to come out, and Scott changed his mind about it. But what I'm trying to say is that this game is fictional, and it's really, really cool that they decided to do that. Like, actually say that Silver Parasol made the game and have it at the start and stuff, and Scott was actually going to make a website to go into it a little bit more. This is where Tape Girl comes in. Tape Girl works for Silver Parasol Games. Jeremy works for Silver Parasol Games. And Dale is the boss of Silver Parasol Games, okay? He seems to be the main guy. And Jeremy and Tape Girl, and probably some others, work for him. And Fazbear Entertainment have paid them to make this game for them, to cover up the rumours of the past, okay? Pretty straightforward. Now, guys, when I talk about the tapes, I'm actually going to talk about the tapes in my own order, okay? At the start of the game, we collect tapes, and if you flip the nightmare box, you get to listen to those tapes in a secret tape room that she created. She created this tape room, and she says that the tapes are not in order.
Hello? Can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This isn't a mistake. This room isn't a mistake. I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay files, in a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the files could be protected. I just really, really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public. This game has some kind of malicious code in it that we haven't been able to fully contain or even understand, for that matter. We're over budget and out of time. But that's not the reason that we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order.
So I've done a little bit of listening and tried to put them in a little bit of a timeline for you guys, okay? So Fazbear Entertainment asked Silver Parasol Games to make the VR game, but they want it done quickly because at the end of the day, guys, they're in trouble right now. If you think about it, they've got all these rumors going on about the past, all the past rumors coming into place now, and they have to make this game as quick as possible or they're gonna just go bankrupt and collapse, okay? And obviously the boss of Fazbear Entertainment doesn't want that to happen, and we don't know who the boss is at the moment because we're pretty confident that this game is set after Five Nights at Freddy's 6. So William Afton is dead. Henry's dead, okay? And Henry used to be the owner, we think, of Fazbear Entertainment, but now he's dead. So all of the spirits are dead now. It's over, okay? Everybody's dead. But it's like Fazbear Entertainment is still not finished, okay? Even though Henry has died and everything's gone, it seems like somebody has took over Fazbear Entertainment to try and reclaim it back and try and build it back up again and try and get rid of all the past rumours and start anew. So they want it done quickly. They want the speed to the game to come out so people just forget about the past, a fresh new start, and to get lots of money, okay? So to speed up the process, they actually give Silver Parasol Games some old database chips that they found. They were old, like Tape Girl said.
The drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No, there was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was a budget thing, I guess. It was just junk, circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing. But then, he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said.
These circuit boards are really important, guys, because Fazbear Entertainment sent them to Silver Parasol to speed up the process of the game, okay? Because they could scan the circuit boards which had data on, apparently, that could be infused with the game to make the experience work. So let's say there was a circuit board on the Fnaf 1 blueprints of the animatronics or blueprints of the building, and it speeds up the process because they can scan the chips and everything, and it's then transferred into the game. It's pretty sci-fi and fictional, but you get the idea. Remember guys, this is like not real life, okay? It's sci-fi. So they scan the chips, and then that data is transferred to the game, and it speeds up the process of the game, so they don't have to make things because it's already there. By doing that though, they actually make a big mistake. So scanning the circuit boards actually works, but Tape Girl says that something else got inside. It's like the game drew it in. It's like the circuit boards drew itself into the game, and that was obviously Glitch Trap, or Mel Hair, or Spring Bonnie, however you want to call him, but I'm going to call him Glitch Trap for now. So Glitch Trap has got himself into the game now, like a virus. He's inside the game, and we know who Glitch Trap is, obviously. Glitch Trap is William Afton, okay? But what I'm saying is it the spirit of William Afton, or is it like a darkness of William Afton's past, okay? So William Afton is now dead. We know that, okay? He got burnt alive, and that leads to Ultimate Custom Night when he's in hell and he's getting tortured by the spirits constantly for eternity. Is it that William Afton's spirit has come back and he's in the game now? Or is it like, I'm going to try and reference something to you guys, kind of like Harry Potter, okay? So the Horcruxes. So Voldemort splits his soul into different objects, and you know, a part of him is inside an object. Like Tom Riddle's diary had a part of Voldemort inside it, but it was its own entity, okay? It wasn't Voldemort. It wasn't the real Voldemort. It was just like a part of his past. It could be something like that, where the chip database had a part of William Afton's past, like a dark entity that has been transferred into the game. Another reference could be Star Wars, okay? So Darth Vader's helmet, Anakin Skywalker turns to the light side. He's now a good spirit, but the darkness is still inside Darth Vader's helmet, you know? Do you know what I mean? So even though William Afton's spirit is gone, there could still be a dark entity inside the database. Or it could be William Afton's spirit, but we don't know that yet. And the first person to notice that something's wrong with the game now was Jeremy. Jeremy was the first tester of Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, okay? Jeremy was the first tester in Silver Parasol Games to test the game, and it seems like it wasn't called Fnaf Vr Help Wanted in the real world. In this game lore, it was the Freddy Fazbear virtual experience. So Jeremy's testing the game, and he notices something's there. He warns the company about this. He tells Dale about it, like, okay, something's wrong here. Something's been transferred into the game, and it's weird. It doesn't belong in the game. We need to stop. We need to get rid of it, or we need to stop. Dale doesn't listen to him, okay? And he demands him to carry on testing the game. It's pretty hard, you know. Would you believe Jeremy? I don't know. It's pretty fictional, right? If you're the boss and you're making a game and somebody comes over and says, there's something that's been transferred in the game, we need to stop development now. What would your reaction be? So nobody listens to Jeremy, and he keeps testing the game, and then things get more and more worse for Jeremy. A lot worse for him. So he keeps testing the game, and it seems like he starts to go insane. Tape Girl describes going through the workplace in the morning, doesn't think anybody's there. The supply room's lights are on.
I came in early that morning. No one else was there. At least that's what I thought. The supply room was lit. I didn't even notice Jeremy standing in the testing room as I walked past. The supply room was so bright, glowing from all the way down the hall.
She walks past the testing room, and Jeremy's there inside, talking to somebody when nobody else is in the room. So obviously Jeremy is interacting with Glitch Trap now, talking with him, connecting with him, which again, if you remember at the start of the video, I talk about digital consciousness about to happen, and that seems to be happening with Jeremy now. So after days gone by, when Type Girl witnesses what's happened, nothing bad so far, Jeremy again tries to warn Dale for about an hour in his office, constantly asking him to stop development. Something's wrong here. Now, Jeremy's pale. It looks like he hasn't eaten in days. Something is really wrong. He talks about nightmares he's been having at home. Real nightmares. Not like, oh, hey Fusion, I've had a nightmare last night of a clown chasing me. Real nightmares where Jeremy describes everything what's happened in that nightmare, terrified of what's happened, like they were real, and that's completely different than a dream.
Jeremy complained of nightmares when he came in this morning. He wasn't talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams though. He was pale, looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He spent an hour talking in Dale's office, but it didn't look like he was given much sympathy. When he came out, he went directly back to the testing room. He doesn't even jump anymore, nothing scares him. He just stands there like he's talking to someone. Sometimes he rocks from side to side. We were told to leave him alone. I knew I was in line to do the testing next. They'd been prepping me for it. I guess they knew that Jeremy would need to be replaced soon.
Again, Dale doesn't listen and demands him to carry on testing with the game. And now, Jeremy's completely gone, okay? He doesn't get jump scared anymore by the jump scares. He's just a completely dead person, but still, he's still talking to Glitchtrap now. Still talking to him and communicating with Glitchtrap. So again, Type Girl goes back in the morning, just like a normal day, and again, the supply closet is there still, with the lights on again. And while she's walking down, she notices a Halloween mask on the floor with like black ink attached to it.
There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand. Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well. The front of his shirt looked black in the dark room. He turned his head in my direction, but I don't think he knew I was there.
We don't know what this black ink is, but again, she goes to the testing room. This time she sees Jeremy with the VR headset on, but again, with black ink all across his chest. It was dark, so we don't know what this ink is. Because it's dark, it could have been blood. It could have literally been ink. It could have been remnant. It could have been anything. But a lot of people are assuming, guys, that it was blood. In the dark room. So Jeremy's bleeding, and a very specific thing that Type Girl talks about is a paper guillotine.
Have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I guess they're more common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there.
This paper guillotine was in the supply closet. Interestingly, the supply closet lights were on, okay? You're getting the idea. She also mentions that Jeremy was a design person who worked with guillotines plenty of times. And she says, oh, I guess that's why Jeremy knew where it was. Or I guess that's why Jeremy used it. The really interesting part in the guillotine, guys, and again, it seems to be what Jeremy used for something. And we're thinking that's why Jeremy's bleeding, because he used it on himself because of Glitchtrap. So when she's talking about the guillotine, she says Jeremy knew where it was. That's why Jeremy knew where it was. So it's clearly showing that Tape Girl knew what happened to Jeremy, that Jeremy used the guillotine for something, okay, in the future. So because of all this going on, and Dale, seeing how Jeremy is, they try and find a way to fire him.
You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. They start giving out written warnings for silly things, making sure to build a paper trail and make a case for a firing. Things that normally no one would care about suddenly become grave offenses, all worthy of being written and documented. I guess it works two ways, because it also encourages a person to quit rather than be scrutinized so heavily. I think Jeremy was too far gone to consider that option, though. The thing about it is that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something. They needed to discredit him.
Tape Girl talks about how companies try and find little details about the worker, they smell, or he was late by 2 minutes, to try and fire them. And then all those little tiny points build up, and then they've got a case to say, well, you've done this and this and this and this and this, you're fired. And that's what she describes, okay? But she says Jeremy's too far gone to quit now, because she said, but he can just quit. Usually when that happens, they just quit instead of getting the backlash from, being fired. But Jeremy's too far gone now, because Jeremy's gone insane, literally. Jeremy's too far gone to quit himself, because his mind's just completely gone now, because of Glitch Bonnie slowly possessing him, slowly taking control. So after this, Tape Girl describes Dale on the phone about a lawsuit. Okay, now this is where we kind of know what happened to Jeremy. So Tape Girl says something very, very important about this lawsuit. It could have been any lawsuit, okay? Absolutely anything. But this specific detail tells us that the lawsuit is because of what happened to Jeremy.
I heard a pretty heated conversation this morning between Dale, our manager, and someone else on the line. It really feels like this project is in trouble. In no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit, there's no way there isn't. It happened in this building just a few doors down from me. I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it. Who could have known that? I have to go.
She says that there has to be a lawsuit. It happened a few doors from my office. Obvious, okay? Something happened in that workplace, and we know something happened because of what she's been telling us about Jeremy. It's either, guys, that Jeremy did get fired and is doing a lawsuit against Dale because of the abuse of what he's gone through, or he's died. One of the two. But we don't know what happened, okay? It seems pretty obvious, guys, that he died, okay? All these quotes, remember Jeremy, in the game it says remember Jeremy. It seems obvious that Jeremy, to me, and what other people are thinking, is that he killed himself, okay? So during the time when Glitch Trap was trying to possess Jeremy, he won. He beat Glitch Trap, and he managed to, stop him a little bit. He stopped Glitch Trap possessing him by killing himself, okay? That was the only thing he could do. He was too far gone, and it was a last resort for Jeremy. And we know that Glitch Trap didn't fully possess him and win because he's still in the game. When we go in the game, he's still there. So he obviously wasn't able to possess Jeremy, either because Jeremy was too strong-willed and then he got fired, or he got killed. And it is, guys. He's killed himself, okay? I know it's a really, really deep thing to talk about, but he did. If he did get fired, Tape Girl wouldn't have said, it happened a few doors next to me. He killed himself in the testing room to stop Glitch Trap possessing him. That's why Glitch Trap is still in the game. because he hasn't possessed somebody yet. I'm going to talk about the possession a little bit later on, because that does happen in the game. I've showed you guys what happens when Glitchtrap tries to merge with us. So, because of this lawsuit going on, Silver Parasol Games wants to get rid of it. They've had enough. What happened to Jeremy has put a stop to their development, and they want to get rid of the game as quickly as possible, aka selling it to another company for them to work on and finish. And that is what happens, guys, for a start. In the game, we are playing as a beta tester for this other company, okay? That's what happens. I'll go into more detail. I want to keep focusing on this bit. But before that happens, Tape Girl still has a few days left to continue the work of what Jeremy was doing. So they're selling the game to another company, but they have to look like everything's fine. So Tape Girl gets asked by Dale to test the game for a few more days to look like everything's fine, everything's under control.
I was told I had 3 days to finish Jeremy's work, but I know it's just passing the time. They don't really expect me to do anything. It's just to keep up appearances until the buyout is complete. We have to look like we have things under control. There's another potential development studio that wants to pick up from here, but who knows what kind of lies they're being fed to convince them to do it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to do my best to see what's here, make notes of it, and try to isolate where this thing is hiding. At least then, the next person that tests this will have a chance of getting rid of it.
Now, because of what Fazbear Entertainment did by sending them a bunch of databases, circuit boards from the past, they actually did a boo-boo, okay? They did a really bad thing. Not only did they insert the virus, Glitchtrap, into the game, they also had hidden emails leaked, which Tape Girl found out about, okay? And this is where things go really deep and crazy.
They lied to us. They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer who supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnished the brand. But that's not true at all. In their haste to develop this VR game and clear their name, they sent us some things I don't think they intended us to see, such as a hard drive containing emails between Fazbear Entertainment and a certain indie developer. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. This isn't just an attempt to rebrand. It's an elaborate cover-up, a campaign to discredit everything.
So, we've talked about Fazbear Entertainment trying to make a VR game to cover up all the past. They've done this before, guys, with an indie developer who made a bunch of games about the story of Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay? An indie developer. That's really interesting, right? Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's really, really confusing, because we could say that's Scott. So Fazbear Entertainment paid for an indie developer in the past to make a game about the stories, just like they've done now. But those games actually made things a lot more worse, okay? So, these games are about the murders and all the backstory and all the lore, okay, about the story. But that actually made Fazbear Entertainment a lot worse because people played those games and thought, oh, we need to ask questions about this. Fazbear Entertainment wanted it just to hide the backstory. It's just all fun. It's all fake rumours. Don't worry, it's a game. But people wanted to know more about this, and investigations started to come to Fazbear Entertainment. So they stopped it. They completely stopped the indie developer making the games because people were, investigating now what was going on, and the Fnaf VR game was to discredit everything now. So they fired the indie developer, and now they're making a VR game about the games as well, that it was all just fake. It was all just for fun. It was all fake rumours. They were all lies, okay? And they lied at the start. They say, oh, this indie developer is crazy. Those were all lies. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about this indie developer. Play this game and you'll have a lot of fun. And it's all fake. Don't worry. Do you know what I mean? So Fazbear Entertainment are pretty indecisive of what they want to do with their business. So yeah, guys, at first, this is all after everything by the looks of things. So after FNAF 6 and everything, Fazbear Entertainment wanted to hide the rumours. It's all a lie, don't worry. Let's hire an indie developer to make some games about all this. Let's get some money as well at the same time. You know, people aren't going to overreact to it. They're just games. But people do. And rumours are spread around again. So they lose business. So they get rid of the indie developer, say he's a liar. We didn't pay him to make these. He's just a liar. This is all fake. And then they cover up everything, well, try to, with the VR game, okay? And Tape Girl finds out. She says, it was all a lie. It's all lies. We've been deceived here. Okay? I know it's complicated, by the way, don't worry. But I'll do a explain like I'm 5 summary at the end. So now Tape Girl has 3 days to just play the game and just see what happens, okay? Remember at this point, Tape Girl still hasn't seen Glitch Trap anywhere, okay? She does when she first starts testing the game. Tape Girl is playing Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and she sees Glitch Trap down the hallway.
I saw it for the first time today. There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out, so I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing.
She describes it as not as Bonnie as Chica. Doesn't look like Bonnie and Chica to me. He's just staring at me, watching me. This shouldn't be in the game. And that's exactly the character what Jeremy was talking about. And she instantly knew, that's it. That's what I need to get rid of. That's the virus. That's Glitch Trap. That's what killed Jeremy. I need to sort this out and get rid of him as soon as possible. And she tries to. She makes the logs, okay? I'm pretty sure Tape Girl knew she didn't have enough time to get rid of this creature. Okay, she only had a few days, but she knew that when the game is sent to the other company, the beta tester of that other company, us, will kill it for her, okay? Or at least hide it or just try to do something because she hasn't got enough time here. So she makes these tapes for us. She starts off, you know, talking about what's been going on, about the story, about her company, Silver Parasol Games, and what happened to Jeremy. While doing that, she had to make the logs hidden enough for nobody else to see what's going on, okay? So when Dale's looking through the game to see if everything's fine, she wanted to keep the logs hidden so he couldn't see or anybody could see what was going on. So she made the logs hidden and safe. So who would want that? If you were a virus in a game and you felt vulnerable, would you go into the safest part of the game files? You would, okay? That's exactly what Glitch Trap does, okay? Glitch Trap transfers himself from the game into the log files in the game that she has created, and she knew that, and she noticed that happened, okay? And she knew. Tape Girl's a smart girl, okay?
Today was my last day of beta testing, and the anomaly that I've been seeing is nowhere to be found. But after inspecting some of the files, it seems that it's attached itself to these logs. My logs. That can't be an accident. So now I have to make a choice. Do I leave these logs here for you to find, or do I try to purge this thing myself by destroying the logs? I've chosen the latter.
She knew straight away why Glitch Trap did it. They're hidden, they're safe. He's fine, okay? But that actually went to her advantage now. And she simply had the idea to delete the logs. Oh, he's in the logs now. I can delete them. Sadly, she couldn't do that. She couldn't delete the logs because she made the logs so hidden and protected that she couldn't delete them herself.
I can't delete them. By creating a protected area to store these logs apart from the game, I effectively gave this thing a safe place to hide itself. It's in here now. I may not be able to delete it, but I might be able to do something else now that it's attached itself. I have an idea.
But what she could do, guys, was split apart the log files, okay? Instead of just one file where Glitch Trap was, she split the file into 16 parts.
I ran a fragmentation program on the area of memory that was storing these logs for you. I effectively broke the files into pieces and broke the anomaly along with it. That means that you won't have my warnings to guide you, but hopefully it also means that this anomaly, this virus, or whatever it is, will remain broken and unable to do more damage.
16 tiny little pieces of Glitch Trap are now in the game, okay? We're safe. Glitch Trap can't do anything now, okay? Glitch Trap is now split apart, just like the Horcruxes, guys, okay? Something like that. They're all split now, guys, so Glitch Trap can't do anything anymore, okay? He's too weak to do whatever he wants to do. He needs to be in his full form. He has to have every single form, every single piece together for him to be able to possess someone again, okay? It's not going to happen again. And whatever happened to Jeremy is never going to happen now, because Glitch Trap is completely destroyed, basically. You try and possess somebody when you've only got a head, basically. That's basically it, guys, okay? That's a summary of what Type Girl did, okay? The thing is, guys, we collected the tapes. What happened when we collected each tape? Glitch Trap got closer, stronger, more visible, and more powerful. We actually rebuild Glitch Trap to his final form. And what does he try to do when we've got all the tapes? He tries to possess us. He tries to take our mind. If we actually fail to flip the switch and kill him, which I'll talk about in a minute, we turn into Glitch Trap, okay? We get put on the stage and we look at our hands and we've got Glitch Trap's hands. And that's because he's took control of us now. It's a metaphor. Obviously, we're not possessed by Glitch Trap now. But in the game lore, if that person in the game lore, if that happened to them, they'd be possessed, okay? So when I failed to kill Glitch Trap and I was on stage then, I would now be possessed by Glitch Trap right now, okay? In my video, you would have saw me being possessed by Glitch Trap, okay? Glitch Trap won and he possessed me. And he could have done whatever he wanted at that point. Okay? So really, really interesting. He tries to, like, on stage, consuming us, and then we're him. Okay? We lost. But that obviously doesn't happen. Because Type Girl tells us a way to kill him. The last type that we get to that point tells us a way to kill him.
There is a way to kill it. It wants to escape. To escape through someone. Someone plugged into this game. That's you now. You have to let it begin the process of leaving through you. Then use the disconnect switch that I've embedded by the main stage. Let it approach you. Let it begin to merge with you. Play the music and flip the switch. That will cause a hard restart of the game and flush the memory, effectively killing it. I hope. I don't know when it will come for you.
So when he's on stage, about to consume us, we play the music, aka the stage animatronic performance button, and we flip the switch and press the reset button, and that gets rid of him. And that's what we do. We get rid of him. It seems like there's no other ending to this game. People have gone into the game files and everything, and there's no other ending, okay? At that point, guys, Glitch Trap has been erased, and he's been turned into a plushie. The plushie can't do anything, okay? The plushie is a plushie in the game. It can't kill us. It can't harm us. That's it. Glitch Trap has been deleted from the game, and what's replaced him is a Spring Bonnie plushie, okay? And that's basically the summary. I can talk about when we actually kill him, that we're in that room, which I'm really confused about, by the way. I can't explain it myself, really, but you can have many interpretations of that little cutscene. We could be the player at that point, us, in that room, and we're in a locked room, guys, okay? And it looks like we're on the inside, because you can clearly see on the wall, there's hand scrape marks on the wall, like other people have been trapped there before, and he opens it tells us to shush, and then walks away. I really don't feel like we are that person, okay? I feel like, again, it's another past experience from somebody's memory. Maybe Jeremy, maybe one of the past children. Like I said, the game's been scanned with old chips and old memories and old data. Okay, that could have just been another experience, because at the end of the day, guys, the whole game, the whole mini games are just scanned experiences from chipboards. And that pizza party game where we get lured by him is just an experience. Okay, Hand Unit says when we're stuffed in a Freddy suit on stage that's the end of the game. That was the last experience. It was just all a bit of fun. That was designed to be in the game as a rumour experience, something that we can like play and be entertained and scared by. It was just a mini game. But I don't think it was meant to be the way it is. That minigame, yes. I think that minigame was intentional. But what's interesting is that Glitchtrap actually exits that minigame and he's dancing around the party room. That's what's interesting. So it does seem like Glitchtrap has got more control of this game than any of the other characters, so he can actually get out the minigame and dance around and stuff. It's pretty complicated, basically. But yeah, he's a virus at the end of the day. He can do what he wants. So yeah, that pizza party game was just an experience like all of the other ones, okay? I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's what the rumours are. You get lured by Spring Bonnie, the Spring Bonnie costume, and a kid gets murdered and stuffed into a Freddy suit. Those were the rumours from the past games. Rumours. We know we know that actually happened. Remember that did legit happen. But for Fazbear Entertainment are obviously trying to cover it up. It's actually a pretty simple story if you get rid of all the complicated parts like the safe room prison thing and some other stuff like the ending. It would have been a really nice ending if we actually see Glitchtrap die. Because we don't. That's why people are confused here. Because we spawn in a safe room and then we leave the prison room and then he's as a plushie. It would have been better if we actually saw Glitchtrap explode, or we see him in pain and glitching and then he like explodes. That's what I would want to see, because I still don't know if he's dead or not. And I don't think many of you guys do either, because we haven't seen him die. We've just seen him turn into a glitchy Spring Bonnie plushie, and that's it. So, I actually don't think the ending's done yet. I think Steelwall are planning to do DLC in the future, which continues the story, what's going to happen. Okay, I don't think he's dead yet. I still think there's some form of him in the game, maybe like crushed inside that Bonnie plushie, and we've got to find a way to destroy it in the future for future updates. And that's basically it. Some other interesting questions for you guys to think about before I end it is, if Tape Girl wanted the tapes to be hidden, why are they around the location very easily to pick up? You see one, you pick it up. Why are they not hidden? They're not hidden, guys. They're all over the game. She could have just put them in a folder somewhere, never to be seen by the player. It's interesting how she didn't want people to get the tapes to put him back together, but at the same time, the tapes are around the location. And what I think, guys, my opinion on that, is that Glitchtrap is in the tape files. And I think Glitchtrap intentionally put those tapes around. He intentionally put those tapes around for us to pick up when we play the game, for him to possess us, because he gets his final form, he's back together, he possesses us, he wins. But obviously that doesn't happen. So I'm going to do one final summary in detail and explain Lycon 5 to summarise everything that I've talked about, so you guys just get a basic idea on what this story's about, okay? This game takes place after Five Nights at Freddy's 6, when all of the animatronics and Springtrap and everybody's dead, including Henry. Everything's gone, there's no more, is what we thought. Fazbear Entertainment is still a business and it's still active. Somebody's still running the company. They want to keep the company running now as a fresh new start, probably. Brand new fresh start. Everybody's gone. Henry's gone. It's over with. Let's start the company again. Let's hire an indie developer to make a bunch of games about what's happened. That goes wrong. People get curious. What's happened in the past? Why were the kids murdered? Are these actually true or is it a game? It adds a negative issue for Fazbear Entertainment to deal with. And the business starts to struggle really, really bad. They panic, so they decide to get a VR game made by Silver Parasol Games to discredit everything, including those past games, and lie and say this indie developer is a liar. Nothing happened, none of it's true, and then the VR game's made to cover that all up. Because the business is failing really, really bad now, and it's about to go bankrupt, they decide to speed up the process for Silver Parasol Games by sending them the data chips that they've found in the old locations and stuff like that. And they give them the data chips, and the company can easily scan the data chips to speed up the process because they have lots of they have the animatronic blueprints, the location blueprints, like memories of the locations, all that jazz, all in the chips to be then transferred into the game to speed things up a lot faster. But doing that actually reveals what I just said about the company hiring an indie developer to make these games beforehand, and the VR game was made to discredit everything. But they also had the virus, the negativity, the darkness of Glitchtrap, aka William Afton. Whether it's William Afton's full spirit or just a dark piece of him, it's William Afton's virus inside the game now. The virus tries to communicate with the first tester of the game, which was Jeremy. He succeeds in doing that over time, making him, crazy, doing weird things around the company with blood and stuff and masks and all that jazz. But eventually, Glitchtrap fails and Jeremy kills himself because he's too far gone. Glitchtrap's about to possess him and do some really bad things in the real world in this lore, okay? Imagine the things what Glitchtrap would do while possessing somebody. Glitchtrap needs to get out to escape the game and do more bad things. This is probably worse than William Afton. This is like the virus, the darkest part of William Afton in full form now. Imagine what he would do around the world. Just start killing people and killing kids, So Jeremy does not want that to happen, so he kills himself. He doesn't actually kill Glitchtrap by doing that though. Glitchtrap is still in the game. Type Girl finds out about this, tries to kill it, but fails to do so, makes the logs. Glitchtrap goes into the logs because it's a safe place, because it's hidden and it's safe and it can't be removed from the game now. But instead, that's actually Type Girl's advantage because she fragments the log files into 16 different pieces, splitting Glitchtrap apart so he can't do anything anymore. However, when the game is sent to this other company, is what we are now, we're the beta tester in the game, we find the tapes, we bring him back to his full form, he tries to possess us, he fails in doing so because Tape Girl tells us how to kill him, bish bash bosh, he's dead, okay? Or we think he's dead. So far, we don't know what's going to happen next, but I do feel like he's not dead yet, and we've got to do something else in the future DLC, maybe. And that's basically a summary of Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys think about the full story of this. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Remember what I said about the tapes being around the location. Did Glitchtrap purposely do that for us to pick up the tapes to forge him down there, to forge him all together? Or do you think this is the ending as well? Do you think we've killed him, or do you think we haven't killed him? Do you think there's going to be more DLC? Let me know. Let me know what you think about the summary. Thank you so much for the support. It took me a while to do all this research, but it was worth it. I know I'm on holiday, but I do it for you guys, okay? Lots of love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next... Oh, my camera died. You can still hear me though, guys. Lots of love, and I'll see you all next time.